everybody, Lori here from My Favorite Things. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a couple of fun little treat favor lunch boxes to share with you featuring products from the latest August release. I'm going to be starting with the new Lunchbox Dynamics die set. This is a cute little die set that creates a little lunchbox. You can also make it interactive, and there's a coordinating little lunchbox notes sentiment set to pair with it. So I'm taking my metal snips, snipping all the pieces apart, and I'll show you. I believe there is about 5 pieces, so it's not too intricate. It's not hard to put together at all. And I'm going to also be using a bit of this orange sherbet 6x6 paper pad. This is double-sided, gorgeous plaid patterns, and I just picked one that I kind of fell in love with, and I'm going to make my lunchbox plaid. So if you saw in the thumbnail, I'm making a little treat favor lunchbox. So I wanted to do like a double-sided. You don't have to make 2, but I'm going to double everything up. So I cut 2 little plaid lunchbox bases. And then for the little handle bases, I'm using some silver matte metallic cardstock. And then there's a lot of detail. So you can really make this lunchbox as detailed or as simple as you want to. There are options to do that. For this first one, I'm going to do all the bells and whistles. So all the little handle and the feet of the lunchbox, I'm going to do out of orange. I just picked a solid color cardstock that was coordinating with the pattern paper, that plaid. So I ran that through twice because I'm doing a front and the back of a lunchbox. And then I'm just going to start assembling this. I'm using a little liquid glue. I love the Bearly Arts. It's got a fine needle tip, so you can get just a little dab on those little ends. And I'm just adhering the metal handle to the back of the lunchbox base, like the plaid. And you could customize these lunch boxes a million and one ways for different seasons, different colors, depending on who you're giving it to. This is not necessarily Halloween, but I feel like because of the orange and the purple, for some reason, it's given me cheerful Halloween vibes. And I ain't complaining about it. Okay, so here's where I'm adhering the orange handle onto that metal base. So if you wanted to just leave the handle metal, you could leave it. If you want to add a color, like I did here, orange, you can add all that detail. Now this little piece is like the clasp that holds your lunchbox closed. And I did that right down there in between the handle. And there's a little spot on the die cut that allows you to put adhesive. Everything is thought through. And now another little addition is little feet for your lunchbox. So it just makes it really cute, all these additional little pieces. Again, I did it out of orange, just kind of coordinating with everything. But on my second one, I didn't add all these little extras. I just kept it really, really simple to show you that you can do it a lot of different ways. You can really zhuzh it up to the high heavens, or you can make it very, very simple, depending on time and desire. And then there's also these little orange slivers that go on the handle, and they're just extra little details. Of course, I did them out of orange, so everything is just kind of coordinating. But if you wanted to bring in a little purple, you could do that out of purple, and that would kind of tie in the little bit of purple that's in the plaid pattern. You can really customize these a lot of fun ways. So there's these little extra details that make it special. So I'm doing a front and a back, and I am going to make a little hinge to hold some candy. So it could be like a little lunchbox note that you put in a lunch, a little favor that you sit on someone's desk. Maybe you want to zhuzh up all your Halloween treats with a little lunchbox. I'm always open for favor boxes of all kinds, shapes, and sizes. I just love making little favors. I think it's a cute, cheap little gift that you can give to teachers, to neighbors, throw it in a birthday present. So here's the lunchbox notes stamp set. A lot of fun sentiments that are kind of sized perfectly to fit inside the lunchbox. I'm using a York peppermint patty because it fit perfectly. On my second card, I used a Starburst. So you can get crazy trying to find candy that fits perfectly in the lunchbox. And I'm not going to lie, I put a lot of thought into it. Okay, so I'm stamping one of the sentiments from the lunchbox notes just using black ink. It says, an extra special treat for you. You could also stamp the sentiment inside the lunchbox, so like when you open it. Here's the little hinge that comes with the die set, and I put one together to show you with this hinge. So this makes it very flat. If you want to open it up and show a peekaboo sentiment, if you have something really small. But I found when I tried to put candy, that hinge just didn't really allow me enough room. So I had to get creative and come up with my own custom hinge. I know it's extra, but all you need is a little piece of white cardstock or whatever, 2 inches by 1 inches, just 2 by 1, a little rectangle 2 by 1. And then I'm going to score it a 1/4 inch on each side. So I just go a 1/4 inch on each side on the skinny. Like you got to know which way you're scoring. But 2 by 1, 1/4 inch score on each end. Couldn't get simpler. And what this does is just makes me a little thicker of a, what do you call that? Hinge to fit some candy. That's all that is. Now I'm using some score tape on each side of the flap, and I'm going to adhere this to the back side of both of my little lunchbox bases. Okay, so here I am just sticking that in. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I'm not being so precise. And then I'm going to take the other side here and try to line it up, but I do what I call the redneck eyeball it technique. In the end, that's my go-to technique. So there you have this little hingy lunchbox. And I'm telling you, a York peppermint patty fits right in there. Now, I do use a little score tape, or you could use a glue dot, a little bit of adhesive to hold your candy steady so it doesn't slide out the sides. That's optional. And then now I'm using a little twine just to keep this shut at the top. A little black and white twine, and it ties in great with the sentiment. I believe that my favorite things is going to have some little magnets that you could put to close your luggage. So I didn't have any, but that would be a really fun little addition, a little magnet for opening and closing your lunchbox. So there's a little treat lunchbox number 1. Now I did one more. I went ahead and put it together. Purple cardstock, same silver matte metallic handles and clasp closure. I didn't add the feet. I didn't add the extra bells and whistles to the handle. I'm going to slip in a couple lemon starburst. Now, since it was lemon, I thought these little critters from the Squeeze the Day stamp set paired well because it's all kind of lemony themed. And so I'm doing a little critter holding half a lemon with a little juicer, or what do you call that juicer thing? There's a name for it. I can't remember. But it's like, you twist a lemon or a lime over it. There's a name. I got to look it up now. Okay, I just did a quick Google search, and in fact, I think it's called a lemon juicer. You know why I don't really know? It's because I don't use that kind. I have a press. It's like a handle. You press the lemon and the limes. We use it all the time. In fact, my daughters are getting into making their own DIY, what's it called? Cherry limeade. Like you can get them at Sonic, a cherry limeade. And we've been making our own, squeezing some limes, using a little LaCroix, adding some maraschino syrup. I know. It's really, really good, especially if you blend it with ice. Anywho, okay, I'm doing some very, very, very simple coloring on these images. So you can see my marker caps there. I did speed it up. And I'm doing this lazy coloring. I really like this feel where you don't actually color everything in. You kind of flick it to the end and let the rest just kind of stay white. It gives you that loosey-goosey kind of whimsical storybook feel, and it's also less stressful. And I kind of like the way it looks. It looks a little more effortless, not so precise. And I'm not sure what this critter is. I think it might be a chubby bunny. I guess it could be a bear, a bird. I'm not sure. I went with bunny. Okay, so I used the coordinating Squeeze the Day dies to cut the images out. Put little glue dots on the back of my lemon Starburst. Okay, does anybody eat Starburst? I never eat fruity candy. I'm a chocoholic. But while I was opening the Starburst, I had a couple. And I gotta tell you, they were darn good. And I don't know. Maybe I just haven't had one for years. Maybe my taste palette has changed. But I was loving the lemon starburst. I added some more of that black and white twine just to keep it closed, and it pops nice with the embossed sentiment, which I embossed in white onto black, and it says, "You're the zest." So just a cute little fun little treat, couple starburst. Put it on your coworker's desk. Give it to your kid to put it on their teacher's desk. Slip it in their lunchbox. And how cute is that? These also stand up. You can stand them up on the desk. They look really cute. Little luggage, little lunchbox. And there you have it. Make sure and check out the rest of the August release with My Favorite Things. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.